XKCD, Volume 0 is a collection of selected webcomics from the popular webcomic series XKCD, created by Randall Munroe. The volume showcases the quirky, insightful, and often humorous exploration of topics ranging from science, mathematics, and technology to relationships, pop culture, and everyday life. Known for its minimalist art style, which features simple stick figures and straightforward layouts, the XKCD comics often present complex topics in a manner that is both accessible and entertaining to a broad audience. The book captures the essence of Munroe's work, providing fans with a tangible compilation of some of his best and most iconic comics from the first few years of the webcomic's existence. XKCD, which stands for Exploration of Curiosity, was first launched in 2005, and over time, it gained a reputation for tackling subjects that range from the highly technical to the absurd. Munroe, a former NASA roboticist, uses his background in science and technology to create comics that blend humor with a deep understanding of scientific concepts. The comic's appeal lies in its ability to convey complicated ideas in an easily digestible format while still maintaining intellectual depth and humor. XKCD, Volume 0 brings together many of the strips that best illustrate Munroe's ability to make seemingly obscure topics relatable and engaging. The comics within the volume cover a broad spectrum of themes, including science fiction, engineering, programming, mathematics, and philosophy. One of the recurring themes in XKCD is the exploration of technology's impact on society, often through absurd scenarios or exaggerated depictions of future advancements. Many of the strips also explore the intersection of human nature and the digital world, such as the way people interact with technology or how social media influences communication. Munroe's work frequently tackles topics like the internet, online communities, artificial intelligence, and the evolving relationship between humanity and technology. One of the hallmarks of XKCD's appeal is its ability to distill difficult concepts into simple and humorous forms. The comic's minimalist art style, which features stick figures and basic line drawings, contrasts with the complexity of the ideas being presented. This simplicity allows the reader to focus on the ideas themselves, rather than being distracted by intricate artwork. The straightforward nature of the illustrations complements Munroe's writing, which often combines deadpan humor with sharp wit. XKCD, Volume 0 showcases the perfect balance between humor, intellect, and simplicity, making it an ideal introduction to the world of XKCD for new readers while also providing longtime fans with a curated collection of some of Munroe's best work. Some of the most iconic comics in the volume explore themes like the nature of internet memes, the absurdity of certain technological advancements, and the humorous consequences of scientific breakthroughs. One of the recurring motifs is the comic's take on the future of technology, often imagining bizarre scenarios that humorously critique the direction of technological progress. For instance, many strips feature humorous takes on the idea of what's next in the tech world, imagining futuristic inventions that are either impractical or hilariously offbeat. This speculative nature allows the comic to explore a wide range of possibilities, all while keeping the tone light and playful. XKCD also delves into issues such as the role of science in popular culture and how scientific knowledge is communicated to the general public. Munroe often pokes fun at the way media and pop culture represent scientific concepts, sometimes highlighting the inaccuracies or misunderstandings that occur in the portrayal of science. By drawing attention to these issues, XKCD offers a humorous critique of the ways in which science and technology are portrayed in mainstream media. Another recurring theme in the collection is the way people navigate the challenges of modern life, including dealing with feelings of inadequacy, confusion, and social anxiety. XKCD doesn't shy away from depicting the awkwardness of being human, often presenting situations where characters struggle to communicate, make decisions, or cope with their own thoughts. These moments of relatable vulnerability are often made all the more humorous by the deadpan delivery and the absurdity of the situations in which the characters find themselves. Some comics in XKCD, Volume 0 take on a more philosophical tone, raising questions about the meaning of life, the nature of knowledge, and the purpose of existence. Munroe doesn't shy away from using humor as a tool for exploring deep and sometimes existential topics, which adds a layer of intellectual engagement to the comic. These comics challenge readers to think critically about the world around them while providing a light-hearted framework through which these big questions can be discussed. The book also offers an interesting perspective on the culture of science and academia. Munroe often humorously critiques the academic world, using satire to highlight the sometimes absurd and overly technical language that can characterize scholarly pursuits. This satirical edge extends to the world of tech culture, where the comic explores the quirks and eccentricities of software developers, engineers, and tech enthusiasts. The way Munroe portrays these subcultures offers both affection and critique, with comics that poke fun at the sometimes obsessive and insular nature of these groups. Beyond the academic and technological themes, XKCD, Volume 0 also touches on the personal aspects of Munroe's own life and experiences. Through his comics, he shares moments of introspection, reflecting on his own journey from a NASA roboticist to a full-time cartoonist. While the comic is primarily focused on humor, there are moments that offer glimpses into the author's own worldview and the way he approaches life and work. These personal moments add an additional layer of depth to the collection, as readers can relate not just to the jokes, but to the underlying philosophy that drives the humor. The simplicity of the art style is one of the key elements that make XKCD stand out from other webcomics. The stick figures and basic line drawings serve as a vehicle for Munroe's ideas rather than as a focus of attention in themselves. This minimalist approach allows the content of the comics to take center stage, making it easier for readers to engage with the intellectual ideas being presented without distraction. It also reinforces the sense that the comics are accessible to everyone, regardless of their background or familiarity with the subjects being discussed. In addition to its appeal to fans of science and technology, XKCD, Volume 0 is also a reflection on the internet culture that has flourished alongside the rise of webcomics. Munroe's comics often address internet phenomena, online communication, and digital communities, making the book not only a compilation of humor but also a commentary on the ways in which technology has shaped modern life. The volume serves as a snapshot of internet culture during the early years of the webcomic, capturing the way the internet has influenced both entertainment and intellectual discourse.